Okay, did you finish solving? If not, you need to go back to the last question and you're solving for these. Okay, so on this first one, I think of it just like a normal number. 1,419 plus 1 would be 1,420. Then I just need to figure out where my decimal goes. If it right here, I had one number after my decimal, I need to keep one number after the decimal. So it's going to go in between the 2 and 0. All right, now my midpoint is going to be this bottom number plus a 5, because in between 190 and that 200 here would be 195. And our number here is 141, 141, decimal 99, decimal 95. Our number is bigger. It has 99 hundredths, not just 95. So for our first answer, we are rounding up. So our answer should be about, I didn't leave a lot of room here, but about 142 and 0 tenths. That is our answer. And the second one here, I thought of money, $141.99 plus a penny would be $142.00. What's in between those two? If it helps you to draw a 0 and figure out what's in between, I'm going to look at the last four, 1,990 and 2,000. You could do that. Or I'm just going to write this number here, 141.99. Add a 5. And now add in my number. Looking just at the decimals, which one's larger? 995 or 999? 999. So again, we are rounding up. Our answer should be about 142 and 0 cents or 0 hundredths. Okay, for those curious what it would be for 10 and 100, here's my quick solve for you. Rounded to the nearest 10 would be 140. One more 10 would be 150. And in between those would be 145. Our original number is 141, which means I would say it's about 140. Rounded to the nearest 100, my hundreds place, I only have a 1, so I have 100. One more 100 would be 200. In between 100 and 200 is 150, and my number is 141, so it is less than that. So it is closer to 100 than it is close to 200. Okay, we have one last problem we're going to do together, and I love this problem. This is the math nerd in me. Let's solve these together. So I wrote it out. There we go. There's kind of a lot to it, so hang in there with me. A decimal number has one digit to the right of the decimal point. Let's think about what that means. So a decimal number, let's write this on our whiteboard. So I have a decimal. There's some numbers, I'm not sure what they are, has one digit to the right of the decimal point. So I have some number here. I'm not sure which number. I could also have some numbers over here. I'm not sure. If we round this number to the nearest whole number, the result is 27. So that's saying if we round this number to the nearest whole, the result is 27. So here's one way I could think of it. So let's say my 27 is here, and that's where I'm rounding to. What would be one less than 27? 26. So they're saying it's somewhere in between 26 and 27. and it makes me round up. So I can figure out what could that midpoint be. An alternative is, what if it made me round down? So what if my 27 was here? What's one more than 27? 28. So it could be that my number was less than that midpoint and it made me round down to 27. We don't know. So here's the part we're going to answer. What are the maximum and minimum possible values of these two numbers? Use a number line to show your reasoning. I love these problems. They're so good. So what's the maximum? So what's the highest number it could be that would make me round to 27? And what is the smallest number, or I guess maximum number would be here, minimum here. But what number could it be that would still let me round down instead of going up? So we're going to have to do some work. Take a second while you pause the video. Figure out what would be the midpoint of these two numbers. Okay, have you figured it out? So in between 26 and 27 would be 26 and a half. What's in between 27 and 28? 27 and a half. So first I want you to tell me, what would be the smallest number I could have on here that would still allow me to round up to 27? What would that be? Possibly if you need more time to think. Well, I know I could have anything that's along here, and there are so many numbers. I'm only allowed one digit after the decimal, so I could have 26.9, and that would round up to 27. I could have 26.8, that would still round up. 26.7, 26.6, all these are still rounding up. 26.5, what happens if it was that? Does it still round up? It does. What if it was 26.4? Does it still round up to 27? Nope. If it's below that midpoint, we start rounding down. So what's the smallest number it could be? 26.5. So I could say the minimum, I'm just going to put min, value it could be is 26.5, 26 and 5/10. All right, now let's see, what's the highest number it could possibly be? So 27 is what I want to round to. Could it be 27.1? Yeah, it would still round 27. What about 27.2? 27.3? Yep, these are all rounding down still. 27.4 would still round down. Here's my 27.5. What happens then? It would round up. That's the midpoint. So it has to be smaller than the midpoint. So the largest number it could be, the maximum, would be 27.4. The max value it could be is 27.4. I love these problems. Bonus problem for you. What if our number had exactly 2 digits to the right of the decimal point? So now they're saying, here's my decimal. Now I have 2 numbers here. Could I find a number larger than 27 and 4/10 that could still round down to 27? So we're using this one. So here's my 27 and 4/10. Is there anything that's bigger than this number that would still round down? I'm going to write that number 27 and 4/10 here. If I added an extra digit behind the 4, what would be there? Right now it's just invisible. I have 0. Is there anything larger than this that would still round down? I want you to decide. If it helps you, I'm going to do a little number line here. Here's 27. Here's 28. My midpoint is still 27.5. For this sake, I'm going to add a 0. Think. Is there anything larger than this that would still round down to 27? Why don't you pause, see what you can do, see what you can solve, figure out is there anything larger, and then come back to check your work. Okay, let's check. So here are my numbers. Let's say this is 27.0, 27.10, 27.20, 27.30, 27.40, 27.50 was already written. So really the question is there anything in between here? Think. Is there anything in between 40 hundredths and 50 hundredths? Of course there is. We could have 27 and 41 hundredths, 27 and 42 hundredths, 43 hundredths, 44 hundredths, 45 hundredths, 46 hundredths, 47 hundredths, 48 hundredths, 49 hundredths before we hit that 50. So what's the highest number it could be without ever touching 50? I love it. It would be 27 and 49 hundredths. That is the highest it could be without ever hitting that midpoint, because we remember the midpoint would make us round up. Good job. That was just some brain thinking I wanted you to do. There is nothing else you need to do on your problem set. The rest are should do or could do problems. But your exit ticket today, you have 2 different numbers. That first number, round to the nearest tenth. And the second number, round to the nearest hundredth. Use your number line, use your midpoints, and think of them without decimals, or try and think of them like money to figure out what goes on top. Good job, everybody. Remember to please come to my office hours today if you struggled at all with these rounding problems. Good luck. Bye.